Ooh, okay. All right, bitch. We're gonna go there. Lisa's had some first-hand experience with this prejudice, even though no word is said. She feels the climate, and she's felt that climate, particularly among some religious communities who should know better. All right, so here we go. First of all, and it's not exactly a secret. It would not exactly be difficult for me to find documentation to back this up. Ratio of women, number of women birthed, ratio 2-1. Upon birth, you've got 2 women born to 1 boy. And okay. So, let's talk about marriage. So of that 25%, let's be optimistic, how many of them are really viable for marriage? Out of that 25 or 33%, depending on your optimism, how many of them are disinterested in marriage? How many of them are socially inept and not qualified for marriage and the sophistication that would require? How many of them are just crude, rude, and unapologetic? So how many of those, that 25%, are disposed in times of war at the age of 18? How many of them are financially compromised? It's not a wise idea to enter into sacraments of matrimony if you can't afford it, if you're flipping burgers, because those children will need to have cost of living arrangements and financial accommodations for them, and mentally some men just are not qualified and they know it. Maybe they didn't qualify for college and they're trying to support themselves. How many of that 25/33 of them are homosexually inclined? How many of them are disabled vets? How many become violent, schizophrenic, suffer PTSD, enter vocations into priesthood, or are, and a warning on this one because it's unofficial here in the free good old US of A, how many are reserved unofficially for elite marriages? And I can promise you, if you're a girl and you step on that space, you're going to get backfire. You're going to get your butt handed back to you because the words will not be spoken. Those men are reserved whether they think so or not. So after that, how many of them are really left viable for marriage? So I don't really, I don't really want to see this prejudice. That's not God. That's not what's going to bring peace and harmony into this planet and make it a better world. So that's bad. That needs to go by the wayside. Poo-poo. Poo-poo. We need to do better than that with what we've got.